Good afternoon. Welcome to Healthy Lifestyle. I'm Lori Anne Casdia. Healthy Lifestyle. At Healthy Lifestyle, we are here to inspire, educate, and empower others to fulfilling a healthy, emotional, spiritual, and physical life so that you can feel empowered to live the life you have always wanted and dreamed. I am firmly in the belief that we are here to serve each other. In doing so, we feel better about ourselves and our lives, and I look forward to sharing some things here with you today. Today on our show, we have Dr. Mitchel Scott Kramer. He is from Huntington Hospital. He is in obstetrics and gynecology. This is why I'm not in medicine. I mangle medical terms like you can't believe. So he helps us ladies. I think that's a better way to say. I'm excited to have you here. Thank you for joining us today, Dr. Kramer.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
So you're in Huntington Hospital, right?
Yes.
And I was recently on another show. We introduced the fact that you have this new mother-baby unit. Talk to us more about that. I'm so excited about it.
Yes, at Huntington Hospital, we've undertaken a very significant expansion of the maternity services. We've developed a mother-baby center where we provide care in a very family-friendly way for the families and moms that deliver their babies at the hospital. And we're really trying to enhance the entire experience for the families, enhancing the bonding experience that they have, and trying to make their whole hospital stay as warm and comfortable and pleasant an experience as possible.
That's wonderful, because this is a positive, wonderful experience having a new baby. I know my brother is a neonatologist, so about 15 years ago he went down south to set up a neonatal unit for the southern region, and he actually, in the same kind of conceptual way, he knew that there's a lot of stress on the family when the babies are under his care because there's usually something going on, and he actually set up the NIC unit so that each baby was on a video camera that could only be accessed by him and the family, so that they would go home and sleep, because they would be uncomfortable on those chairs outside in the waiting room, and that would just elevate their being fatigued. It would elevate their uncomfortableness. They would be cranky, or because of the emotional situation that they were going through. This empowered them to go home. He would encourage them, go home, get a good night's sleep. If you have that 2:00 in the morning wake up like I did, you just go online. You could see the baby sitting right there. You have all of their reports down the right hand side, so that the baby's good. They had these tests done. All the information was right there at fingertips. This sounds like a similar unit, but all in-house, where moms with baby, you don't have to worry about where the baby is. I know literally when I had my son, I must sound like a crazy woman, but I had these anxieties. I was watching too much of 2020 when, people were a long time ago, they were taking people's babies. And I literally, because the sides were up, I couldn't get the sides down on my hospital bed. I hurtled off of the back of the bottom of the bed to go down the hallway to see if my baby was there, because I got this feeling like something was wrong. And he was there all tucked in, all perfect, and he was fine. But in the meantime, after giving birth, probably not the best idea to be hurtling over the side of the bed. So it's nice to know that the baby and the mom are going to be together in the room, and dad's going to be able to stay over, yes?
Yes. We firmly believe that the first few days of life are critical for mom, dad, and baby, and to really keep them together, we think is very important for the long-term health of everybody in the family.
Sets a rhythm, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does, and I think it's certainly great for the baby. It helps with to encourage breastfeeding and on-call breastfeeding, if you will.
Yeah, which it is.
And the new facility will allow the dad to comfortably stay with the mom and baby in the room we call a couplet care, where
nice.
mom, baby, dad, and baby are together. The nurses are available with our new nursery to help take care of the baby if the mom needs a few minutes to herself and dad's not available. But it certainly allows it to be more conducive to everybody being together and to feel comfortable about their experience.
Understood. Let's talk more about the importance of breastfeeding. Why is it so important?
Well, I think it's certainly very important for mother-baby bonding. There's no question about that. Certainly, there are so many positive health benefits to breastfeeding, certainly from the point of view of mom transferring immunity to many different types of infections. That's one of the reasons we like to encourage women to get immunizations and vaccinations, and then, of course, to breastfeed to really improve the baby's long-term health. Babies who are breastfed have a much lower incidence of allergies and asthma and all different types of health issues. And so we think it's really important to encourage that. But I think most importantly, what we're trying to do is encourage it, but make it an environment that's really conducive to exclusive breastfeeding, which is really what our goal is.
That's exciting. So you're going to have this unit open in a few weeks? Or?
Yeah, as far as my understanding is concerned from the administration, that we're going to be doing ribbon cutting probably the first week in October.
Lovely, lovely. Oh, that's exciting. That's exciting. I'd love to be there. So you have other programs that are out there. I understand you have a midwifery program? Yes,
actually, Huntington Hospital has the first midwifery program within the entire Northwell health system that's we work closely together with. They have a private practice within the hospital and also in one of our ambulatory offices, and where they care for their own patients, as well as being integrated into the care that's provided in the hospital on labor and delivery and maternity as well.
Now help my listeners understand what midwifery is.
Well, midwifery, midwives are advanced care providers, nurses that have very specialized training in the prenatal, intrapartum, and postpartum care of pregnant women, and they provide a different perspective on prenatal care and delivery. I guess it would be characterized as sort of a more natural approach, if you will, and they provide a certain level of emotional support and psychological support that really many women find very helpful and comforting during the course of their pregnancies, delivery, and then, of course, postpartum as well.
Do you still deliver babies?
I do.
You do? How many babies have you delivered in your career? Do you know that so far?
I'm almost a little afraid to admit, but I have probably delivered well over 5,000 babies.
Oh, my goodness, you're busy.
Yes.
That's a lot of babies. Do you stay in touch with family? Do you have generations?
Yes, actually.
You don't look old enough to have generations that many.
You're very kind. Thank you. I do. I take care of actually many generations of patients. And just recently we had very exciting patient that delivered. It was the fourth generation of a family to deliver at Huntington Hospital. 5 when
you delivered the first generation?
I was not around. The first mother was delivered in 1921, but the most recent patient who was delivered at Huntington Hospital was my patient that delivered there. And it was just very special to be part of that legacy and that dedication to being taken care of and delivering at their community hospital.
What's the favorite thing about what you do?
It's just such an honor and a privilege to be part of that, such a special time in people's lives. And I just really get a kick out of just seeing the look on the mom and dad's face when the baby comes out, and it's priceless. You know those commercials on TV about priceless? Well, it's priceless.
I do remember the look on my doctor's face, and I thought it was brilliant because I just took a second after me just feeling this elation, but then I noticed his look, and it was excitement again, as if it was his child. And I love that because that just shows me that you guys really love what you do. and to bring in a life, that's such a gift.
Yeah, you never get tired of that feeling. It's, I mean, sometimes the long hours are a little bit trying, but it makes it all worthwhile when you're holding that newborn.
Yeah, just amazing, and what you do is it's just beautiful. So thank you for doing what you do and having the insight to have innovative programs at Northwell, like the Mother Baby Unit, the midwifery program. This is all great stuff. I mean, some of this stuff I wish was around when I was having my kids, but I'll never forget one of the other doctors who delivered one of my other sons. She comes in and she's in her scrubs, the whole 9 yards, and I delivered naturally for both of my kids. She comes in and her hair is perfect and her scrubs are perfect. And I just noticed, and I kind of focused, which helped me, by the way, with my breathing, on this one beautiful strand of pearls outside the scrubs. And I'm like, really? You have to look that good? I looked like I had been hit by a truck. And she comes in all beautiful, and then she made it look so effortless, what she did. And I know what you guys do is not effortless. There's a lot of things going on in that room, and you are making those trains move and happen, and you make it look so simple. And that's a wonderful gift that you give all of us moms and dads who go through this. So over 5,000 babies, that's quite an achievement. You should get something for that.
Thank you. We certainly do work hard to strive and achieve that sense of confidence and comfort, because the whole process is certainly very anxiety-provoking, and we really make an effort to try and make people as comfortable as possible.
You are listening to Healthy Lifestyle on Long Island News Radio 103.9. I'm Lori Anne Casdia, and we are speaking to Dr. Kramer from the Northwell system from Huntington Hospital is where you reside. Talk to us about gentle C-sections.
So gentle C-section actually is a misnomer.
Pretty much.
The actual technique of doing a C-section really hasn't changed, but it really refers to the approach to the experience of the C-section for the mom.
Is it like golfing when you approach the ball, you address the ball, hello ball? No, not the same thing. Sorry,
not really.
Bad joke.
No. But the delivery room, the C-section room, I should say, is an operating room.
Sure.
It's a very sort of sterile environment with a lot of machinery and a lot of people that are there to take care of mom and baby. So we tried to think of different techniques to make the experience as comfortable as possible and take some of the clinical aspect out of it. So we found out that there's this special type of drape out there, a sterile surgical drape, where the part at the head of the table is opaque and transparent. So that at the time, most patients don't want to actually watch the surgery, but they certainly would like to see the baby coming out because they miss that experience as compared to a normal vaginal delivery. So what happens is that as we are delivering the baby, the opaque drape is dropped and the mom can actually see through the transparent drape.
Wow.
And she can actually watch as we take the baby out of the womb and hold the baby up so they can see the baby, they can see the baby cry, they can see the baby's gender. And it really is a very special connection that occurs at that point that we feel was missing from the C-section. And then the baby is handed off to the nursing staff, the nursery staff, and we do skin to skin as soon as possible, where the baby is put on the mother's chest, skin to skin,
Sure.
which is very beneficial for the baby. It really helps warm the baby. It helps calm the baby down after being removed from that different environment. And it's
they're
very
in this nice, warm, cozy environment, and then suddenly they come out into this other environment. Yeah,
and they give the sense of the warmth and the mother's heartbeat, and it's very reassuring for the mom, and the dad, of course, is there. So we've implemented this gentle C-section, and
how long
really
have you had this program?
I would say it's probably about 3-4 months now.
Wow.
And we've really had very good response. Some patients are a little leery. They don't want to see blood and guts and
there should
this
be no
actual
guts.
surgery. But that's what they think they're going to see. So we explain to them, no, you're just going to see the baby, the baby and so forth. And then most people agree because we do ask them. And one patient was very funny. She was so worried about her husband. He's a little squeamish, and that he was just going to hit the floor watching this. And he was great. He came through with flying colors. He said it was the greatest thing.
Oh,
and,
that's great.
He was very happy that they experienced that.
Are you a cord-cutting doctor where you let the patients cut the cord?
Well, we certainly do at vaginal deliveries. At C-section, we can't do that because we have to maintain a sterile field.
Sure.
But we do have the dad cut the extra cord length in the bassinet.
Oh, that's
so they
cool.
actually do get to cut the cord. It's not actually when you separate the baby from the mom, but they do actually get to cut the cord when they're just trimming it.
I just find my mind is blown how proactive and kind and gentle and all these programs, these out of the box programs that Northwell and Huntington Hospital is coming up with. You guys have quite the unit over there. You're really state of the art, trying to bring so much comfort into an environment that needs to be sterile, but you're bringing a lot of comfort between all of these different programs. And I love the vision on that. Who's in charge of this vision? Is it collective group of doctors, or is it one specific person? Or because this is wonderful stuff.
Well, I would have to say it's a real collaborative effort. We really have a team that's made up of nurses, doctors, administrators, and we work very hard to think a little bit out of the box, to get away from very clinical medicine and kind of introduce some more humanity into the experience. Yeah. And so I would certainly say it's a real team effort. I couldn't do it without a lot of the staff that I work with and the leadership. And it's just been a real wonderful experience for me to be able to be forward-thinking and introduce these new things into the care we provide.
It's just wonderful. Dr. Kramer, your vision is wonderful, and that you recognize the collaborative mind is always more substantial than a single mind, but you're thinking out of the box, and then you have a support system that allows you to take those steps forward, so they're getting it. And with your direction and with your guidance, these are great programs. I'm so excited for new moms to have access to mother-baby unit, to midwifery program, to the gentle C-section. That is just amazing to me, because when I went through it, it was clearly not a gentle C-section. I was in a room with various moms. I basically got up a few minutes later. Well, all right, that's exaggeration, but I got up not shortly after giving birth to my son, and I was walking around, and they were in agony the next day and so forth and so on. And they didn't have all these things available to them. So that you're thinking like this is not only kindness, it's just visionary. And I applaud you. I applaud Huntington Hospital. I applaud Northwell for constantly bringing these new things into medicine. So you have a private practice too, yes?
Yes, I do.
And where's that located?
I have a private practice in a group affiliated with Northwell Health in Huntington, Comac, and Smithtown offices.
Lovely.
And we provide the whole spectrum of care with obstetrics and gynecology. And it's very exciting to be part of such a dynamic system and the resources that we have available to us.
Would you come back after you open your mother-baby unit and talk more about that and some of the other programs that you're coming up with? Absolutely.
I would be pleased to come back and regale you with our successes.
Love it, love it, love it. Well, you have a lot of them. That is very clear to me. Thank you so much for being on. I really appreciate it. I really have to say that I was blown away with these programs that you were talking about. I had known about a couple of the other ones, but the gentle C-section and the mother-baby unit, I'm just so thrilled. And I come from Huntington, so I was born there. So I used to be a candy striper at Huntington Hospital. So I was there way back when. And it was always a good experience being at Huntington Hospital. And this just makes me just be more fond of my favorite hospital to begin with. So thank you again for being on.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. And just goes to show you that people don't need to leave our community to get world-class care.
There you go. There you go. Keep it in the backyard, as you say. I'm Lori Anne Casdia, and we will be right back with our next guest. Welcome back to Healthy Lifestyle. I'm Lori Anne. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas on topics you'd like to hear more about, please email us at healthylifestylewithla@gmail.com or follow us on social media. Actually, and follow us on social media at Healthy Lifestyle with LA. In our second segment here today, we have our good friend Christine Gorman Hart. We love you. And we are going to be speaking about stress and anxiety because we have just gone back to school. You actually work at Half Hollow Hills West, my alma mater, my school. I'm going to start flying my colors now. So I'm so excited about this. So let's talk a little bit about this.
Okay. Well, the beginning of the year is always stressful for students, administrators, teachers.
Why?
I think it's because fear of the unknown for my freshmen coming in.
Sure.
Or even kindergartners. So I think the more you can get familiar with either the building that you're going to be entering or chatting with friends that are also experiencing the same nervousness, it helps alleviate it. And it's really important to get in touch with your body. Where are you feeling it? Don't ignore the pounding of the heart, the tightening of the neck, or the lips, or whatever it is. You have to invite it in because stress and anxiety, sadly, is on the rise. So we really need to honor what we're feeling in the moment, be present.
So what do you mean by inviting it in? What do you mean when you say that?
Getting quiet.
Got it.
Closing your eyes and think and getting in tune. Where am I feeling these sensations? Honor that. Go there. Ask questions. If you're feeling it in your neck or your shoulder, literally put your hand to where you're feeling these feelings that are of discomfort or fear or any sensation that you know is not welcoming to you. And the next step is hard. You have to welcome it because it's showing up to tell you something.
So basically what you're saying is that as you feel your heart pounding a little harder, you recognize, okay, my heart's is pounding and I accept it, I recognize it, and now we need to just calm it down. We need to take a moment, count to 10. I usually do a mantra. It distracts and it brings you back into center so that whatever it is, and then I usually ask myself a question, why? Why do I feel like this?
Sure.
Is that what you're recommending?
Yeah, that's one way. There's no wrong way.
Right. I was just throwing out some ideas.
Right.
So give some other ideas of and ways that people can kind of alleviate that.
Sure. Center. The body holds on to pain. So if you can identify where it's flaring up from through the stress and anxiety that's an alert, you can say to the body, I hear you. I understand that you're showing up to serve me. So I can move through this experience without these irrational thoughts or these crazy ideas that you think are going to occur. I won't have anybody at the lunch table. Everyone's going to make fun of my outfit. I'm too fat. I'm too thin. I can't fit in. I'm nerdy. Whatever it is, they're all illusion thoughts. They're just not true.
So I think one tool that I have found recently in my older age, which I think would have been helpful back in, especially going into middle school, junior high school, or high school, or when, you have a lot of anxiety going in there. First of all, I'd like to point out that those feelings and anxiety and things like that is a flag and an alert to you that you're feeling uncomfortable. It's okay to feel uncomfortable. That's the first thing to recognize. It's okay to feel uncomfortable, but this is what I learned. It's none of my business what anybody else thinks. That is the most empowering thing to say. So it's different than saying, I don't care what they think, because to me, I always thought, I hate saying that because it sounds so like I'm off-putting and I'm defensive, but that's not what I was saying at all. It's none of my business what anybody else thinks. If I think the outfit looks good, that's all that matters. If I think that, my weight is good, that's all that matters. If I think I'm uncomfortable, I'm too heavy, too thin, well then I then have to take steps or choose to take steps. I can choose to take steps to correct it. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. The opinion that matters at the end of the day is your opinion of yourself.
Yes.
Period. End. Yeah. Did you show up? Did you do your best? Did you do the right thing?
Did you show up? I say that all the time. Show up and show up big. Yes, you have to show up.
And you can't let fear, which is where stress and anxiety come from. False evidence appearing real. We hear this over and over again. It's good to be reminded of that. You are this beautiful, energetic, spiritual being, and you matter so much in this point in time. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. You are showing up exactly where you're supposed to show up. And the learning is in the struggles and the obstacles.
Right. Well, everything is supposed to be a learning experience. Who come into your life, you're supposed to learn from them. And they're supposed to learn from you. Mm-hmm. And then by showing up at school, you're supposed to learn not only subjects, but interactions with other people and how and who you're going to be.
Right.
Because we do come with everything already. We are all in one box, and we do come with all the supplies needed, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The treasure is within. And I had the pleasure of meeting with 50 sixth graders today, and to be able to share with them tools and strategies that I wish I had when I was 12.
What were some of those things that you shared with them?
Somatic sway. It's a
Say again, please.
Sorry. Somatic sway. And it's basically your body physically moving you towards something or away from something.
Okay.
Because the brain is working too fast. The brain wants to protect you. The mind's like, that's scary. Don't do it. Where the heart and the body, they take the information in a little bit slower. And the way you can tap into this is you stand like a tree. You shake your energy out with your hands. You close your eyes because so much information comes in visually. You need to cut it just so you understand why. And you simply say to yourself, what is a yes movement? And your body will answer you. It could be so slight. You could smile, frown. I go backwards for no and forwards for yes. And this is vital. Should I take this class? Should I try out for this sport? Should I take a risk here? It gives you the support that, yes, your body physically is saying, do it or don't do it.
You know, I have never heard anyone, later in their years regret trying something. It's always a regret for not trying something. So if you try something and you fail, and then your fear is of failing, you're not really failing. There's no such thing as failure. We make such a big thing out of it. Failure is an opportunity for you to learn something and then do it again and do it better. I use Hershey as an example. Failed 3 times, crashed and burned on 3 different businesses before he became Hershey. But every single time he learned, he picked himself up, he brushed himself off, and he moved forward. Again, that goes back to, doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It's none of my business what anybody else thinks. And you got to try, because again, without trying, you'll never know. That's a regret. That's a regret that you could forego, because all you have to do is try it. Mm-hmm. What's the worst that can happen? You fail.
Right.
And then what?
Right. And I end the segment with my cherubs. I hold up a Kit Kat bar.
Oh, yum.
And I just go, who wants it? So they're polite. They're raising their hands. And then all of a sudden, someone will start to move. But there's like a lull. I just hold it. I don't say anything else. And then as I see the movement of one kid, I'm like, come on. And he grabs it. And I go, if you want something, you literally have to get up and start moving towards it.
That's inspiring. Yes, exactly. Exactly. They must love those tools. What other things did you teach them? Because that movement is true. You do have to, if you want it, you got to go get it.
Yeah.
Mom's always told us that, right?
Yep.
Mom and dads, you want it, go get it.
Right.
What does that mean? It means go get it.
Right. Don't sit.
Don't sit.
Well, what I was trying to share with them was the importance of following their heart, because your heart has neurons and dendrites, its own intelligence. So I don't know if I shared this last time we were together, but I did teach them the heart meditation.
Okay.
Because it's another guiding tool. It's you simply close your eyes, do 4 cycles of slow breath, focusing on the breath. And especially since students are young, they have this ability to embrace it quicker than adults. They can drop from head space to heart space quicker than we can, because they're still relatively new, energetic, spiritual beings. They're still wide open.
Yeah, sure. Well, and that's why, through the eyes of children, they're not tarnished with other experiences that they've had for the good or the bad. You say 4 cycles of breath. What do you mean when you say that?
You're very aware. As you're breathing in, you're thinking, I am breathing in, following the breath, just because it gives you a place to put your attention. So it's so quick it's easy to wander. So you follow your in-breath in through the nose, down through your throat, and you could be a chest breather or a diaphragm breather. It really doesn't matter. Just note it. Get the sensation of it. It takes 16 seconds to do a 4-breath cycle. 16 seconds to make a better choice, decision, feel a little bit differently. Maybe the stress alleviates just in that moment. That's all you want to do, is not make a decision in fear, in stress, because it's not the right decision. And remember to use the pause button that's located on your forehead. When something is occurring and you're not prepared for it, press pause, breathe. Breathe. Awareness and presence is in the breath. When you can bring yourself back to your breath, you are present. And that's all we have.
So that brings you back to center, that brings you back in control, and that makes you look at it in a different way. So I find that that's the difference between looking at things from your ego versus from your observer. And the importance of that pause allows you to go into the observer, because now you're looking at everything in your environment, and now you're trying to take that yes forward step. I love that you said that forward step towards yes. What do you need to do? You don't do that in the ego. In the ego, you're looking at, oh my gosh, what are they thinking of me? You're thinking it from an ego perspective. You're thinking it from a perspective of where you are in the hierarchy of the power, whatever that power is within a group of children, within a group of people, within a group of colleagues or peers. This allows the difference here. Would you not agree with that?
Totally, 100%. The other thing I share with them is the importance of, please give benefit of the doubt. That's so huge. If so-and-so is not acting the way they normally act, question it. Mary's acting weird this summer, and then you find out her parents are going through a divorce. Get curious. Don't be so quick to shut out and assume you know what a person is going through.
Or take it personally. Sometimes it's just them, what's happening to them.
Right.
You are listening to Healthy Lifestyle on Long Island News Radio 103.9. I am Lori Anne Casdia, and we are speaking to our good friend Christine. Christine, guess what? I am understanding we have somebody on the line here.
Awesome.
Let's just pick this up.
Hi, this is Vince Parada.
Hey, Vince. We're here with Christine Hart, and this is Vince Parada. Vince is a dear friend of mine who is full of excitement, and I'm so excited that you called in today. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, and thanks so much for having me call in. Hello to everybody there.
Hello.
That's great. So here's a question for you, superstar. Are you working on any projects?
I am. One of the things that is very important during the summer for me is a program that I do with Long Island Cares. We open up and do the best we can to collect food. Summer is such a tough time to collect food for food pantries across Long Island, and Long Island Cares has been committed to the folks on Long Island, helping them and really providing support for those who really can't help themselves. So we do a food drive through the months of July and August, and really help out to refill those pantries.
And then you do some later in the fall, right? November, December-ish?
Yes, I do during December, during the holidays, another food drive to help restock pantries. It's usually a lot easier during the holiday season. Long Islanders are wonderful, and people generally remember at the holiday season how fortunate they really are. And it really, it's so refreshing to see people come by and drop something off. But right now is the toughest time for it because we're all busy, and summertime is just such a good time. And unfortunately, that's when supplies and pantries run low and sometimes even empty.
Yeah, that's so true, right, Christine?
It's terrible.
Yeah. So I appreciate you calling in to talk to us about Long Island Cares and all that you do. Vince does take a lot of time, and he would shy away and will probably yell at me later for not being as humble about him, but I can't, because he is an amazing individual who helps people on so many different levels, and really does care about the people in his life and around, and is a definite go-to person. And you've been doing this program how long, Vince?
It's 8 years now.
Wow.
We started, it's kind of funny, we did a traditional holiday party at my home, and we would bring all our friends and family together. And it kind of started, we were sitting around the table thinking about kind of what was the theme going to be. And the suggestion for my family was, what if we said, we'll do all the food, we'll do all the drink, just bring something that we can donate. And we thought, let's see how that goes. What a good idea. So we started, and we sent out a little invitation with a slightly different twist, but to come celebrate. And being Italian, providing a lot of food to people makes us really happy, so that's our reward.
Yeah,
but people came walking in.
That's what we do.
People came walking in with boxes and bags, and I was just speaking with the folks at Long Island Cares recently, but we actually that ended up with 6 SUVs of food to donate.
Wow, that's amazing. Amazing. That's opposite of the conversation we were having about stress and anxiety, right, Christine? Yeah. So there's no stress and anxiety when you're helping out other people, but it alleviates people who don't have food with their stress and anxiety. So, Vince, we were having this whole conversation, and Christine just recently met, I guess earlier today, with some 6th graders and was teaching them some beautiful what did you call it?
Oh, somatic sway.
Somatic sway, so that they have these tools in going back to school, because obviously we're in school season right now. And do you have any thoughts on that?
I do. It's funny. Helping people is something that really helps you more than you realize. And I think for young folks, especially students, it's an opportunity. If you get involved, with Long Island Cares, there are different programs that you can do. And I know something that's special, Lori Anne, to you and I that we talk about is music.
Oh, yeah.
If you do a musical program, most folks can kind of get some energy around that, and especially with students. And Long Island Cares has some great support that goes with that, because, as you know, this is the Harry Chapin Foundation, and Harry Chapin was the one really that started this entire initiative. So music is a key part of how this got started. It's really what funded it. And to this day, if there's theater or music, they have programs where you can help use that to drive food collections.
There you go. There you go. Do you do food collections over at Half Hollows?
We do during Christmas.
Nice. Very nice. So what other tools are you giving your students? I think it's just amazing what you give back to the school and what you give to the students. And if they learn it now, they will avoid so much of what you and I have experienced through our lives.
Right.
Because it's taken me to adulthood, till late adulthood, for me to learn that it's none of my business what anybody else thinks. And it is the most freeing thought process ever, because it's true. Mm-hmm. It only matters what I'm doing, as long as I'm coming to it with good intention.
Right.
Good intention.
With your authenticity and your genuineness.
Yes.
I remind them through meditation that they're spiritual beings, and in stillness and in silence and in nature, you will be inspired. So whatever helps you grow spiritually, you have to set time to do every day. It's a practice.
Can you come back, please, please, please?
I would love to.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you.
wonderful. Please find Christine on Facebook at Christine Gorman Hart. You can also find her at Live Limitless Living at Weebleak.com. That's not easy to say. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're a doll. Just a doll. Thank you all for joining us today on Healthy Lifestyle. My heart is ever so filled by sharing this time with you. And I want to thank my guests today, and I always want to thank my producer, Brian. He's the best. In the meantime, follow us on social media at Healthy Lifestyle with LA. Remember, as I say, always do a little something for yourself. Do a little something every day. Create a habit. Create the new balance. Thank you for joining us on Healthy Lifestyle. I'm Lori Anne Casdia. Until next time, show up for you and show up big.